Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rose, and welcome to episode 350. Yes, 350 straight weeks of the Xbox and 10 podcast. Your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe to your favorite and leave a review. To start, let's talk game releases. There were no big games out last week, but the games coming out this week include Monterey Jack, BlazBlue Entropy Effect X, Cache Cleaner Simulator, Disciples Domination, Centipede Gun, Dead Among the Dead Men, Ride 6, Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, Roadside Research, Clue Murder by Death, Guess the Flag World Flags Quiz, High on Life 2, Puzzle Book, Reanimal, Real Cake Maker, Rune Factory Gardens of Azuma, and Zumba World The Crazy Marble Dimension. A bunch of new games are now available on Game Pass and are coming soon, and they include the following. You can now play Final Fantasy II on Cloud Series X and S and PC, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Cloud Console, Handheld, and PC, Madden NFL 26, Cloud Console and PC, Paw Patrol Rescue Wheels Championship, Cloud Console, Handheld, and PC. On February 10th, you can play Reloaded, Cloud Series X and S and PC. February 12th, BlazBlue Entropy Effect X, Cloud Series X and S and PC. Roadside Research on Game Preview via Cloud Series X and S and PC. And Star Sand Island, Cloud Series X and S and PC. February 13th, High on Life 2, Cloud Series X and S and PC. As well as Kingdom Come Deliverance, Cloud Console and PC. Lastly, February 17th, Avowed, Cloud Series X and S and PC, now with Game Premium, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Cloud Series X and S, Handheld, and PC. Interested to give Avatar a shot. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 4 to cover this week. Number 1, Xbox release windows teased for Halo, Gears, Killen, and new Starfield content in 2026. Fraser Gilbert at Pure Xbox writes, 2026 is undoubtedly a stacked year for new Xbox first-party games, and we already know that Forza Horizon 6 is arriving in May and Fable is arriving in the fall. But what about the rest of the lineup? Well, The Verge's Tom Warren has shed more light on this today, in a new report pointing out that there's a big effort internally from Microsoft to release new Forza, Fable, Gears, and Halo games on time in 2026. Warren says that Halo Combat Evolved is aiming to launch in summer 2026 as things stand, while Gears of War E-Day is scheduled for some point in the second half of the year, with Xbox keen to avoid being too close to GTA 6. Quote, I understand Microsoft has a good idea of when both should launch, but it's also keen to avoid being too close to Grand Theft Auto 6's November 19th date, end quote. Beyond the Big Four, it's believed that Double Fine's Kiln will be releasing in April of 2026, and new Starfield content will also arrive during that month. We first heard about planned improvements for Starfield back in December, and then earlier today it was suggested that a PS5 release could happen in April as well. Finally, the other potential major release that Warren mentions for 2026 is Fallout 3 Remastered, but also he mentions that it's in active development. He doesn't commit to a 2026 launch, mentioning that Bethesda is keen to ensure it's as well polished as the surprise release of The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered last year. So it sounds like Xbox is serious about trying to make sure that Forza, Fable, Gears, and Halo release this year, and there's plenty more good stuff potentially on the way as well. Xbox going back to the days of old with the supersized version of the burger, shake, and fries of Forza, Fable, Gears, and Halo, all releasing this year, plus maybe a Fallout Remastered. I mean, this sounds awesome, this sounds great, but are they doing too much this year? I don't know. Then what do you have for next year? They still have a ton of studios, but you gotta remember there's also a Call of Duty game in there. Regardless, I'm going to be excited for the games I know that are coming soon, and I am pretty much excited to play, or at least try, all of these. Number 2, AMD hints the next gen Xbox console could launch next year. Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle writes, chipmaker AMD has hinted that Microsoft's next generation Xbox console could launch next year. Speaking during an earnings calls on Tuesday, CEO Lisa Su stated that its development of Microsoft's next-gen Xbox SoC is progressing well to support a launch in 2027. While the comment doesn't outright confirm that the next Xbox will release next year, it indicates that Microsoft could be ready to launch soon. While neither Sony nor Microsoft have shared concrete information on their next-gen console plans, Both companies have confirmed they are working in partnership with AMD. According to insiders, both could launch in 2027. However, at least one market analyst believes that the release date of PlayStation 6 is likely to come later than most forecasts have suggested due to various factors. In October, tech YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead posted a video showcasing what he claims to be the main processor for the next Xbox console, stating that he believes Microsoft is positioning the next Xbox console to be a hybrid system capable of not only playing games on the Xbox Store, but also PC games on other stores. The same month, Xbox President Sarah Bond suggested the next Xbox console will share some of the thinking behind the recently released Asus ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X handhelds. Quote, "Well, I can tell you you're right, that the next-gen console is going to be a very premium, a very high-end curated experience," end quote, Bond told Mashable. Quote, "You are starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this handheld, but I don't want to give it all away," end quote. I have to be honest, while new tech is exciting, I'm very nervous if Xbox tries to release this console next year in 2027, especially if recent rumors are true and that PlayStation 6 isn't going to try to launch next year. Given the rising costs of computer components, RAM, GPUs, etc., they already said this was going to be a high-end machine before those cost increases. If they try to sell, say, a $1,300 Xbox, and yes, it'll be basically a PC, are people really going to buy that when there's still Sony PlayStation consoles on the market for, say, $500 to $600 that play all the same games nearly as good? I don't know. Starting to get a little bit nervous. Number 3, multiple games announced for Xbox following February 2026 Nintendo Direct. Fraser Gilbert at Pure Xbox writes, "As you may have seen, Nintendo held a special Partner Direct showcase featuring third-party games that are soon headed to the Switch and/or Switch 2, but a few of them are also coming to Xbox. This includes the likes of the Super Bomberman Collection out today and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, while Planet of Lana 2 also got dated for Xbox Game Pass, March 5th, during the Direct despite not being part of it. Now just to be clear, we're not going to mention games like Resident Evil Requiem that were included in the event today, as some of those have been long confirmed for Xbox, and there were no major new details to reveal for Xbox fans. Instead, we're just going to focus on fresh new looks, new dates, and brand new announcements. Here are the Xbox-related announcements and notable trailers following February's Nintendo Direct. 1. Captain Shibuya 2 World Fighters, TBD 2026. 2. Super Bomberman Collection, today. 3. Pragmata free demo arrives today. 4. Monster Hunter Stories 3 free demo arrives today. 5. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, June 3rd, 2026. 6. The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, June 18th, 2026. 7. Turok Origins, Fall 2026. 8. Planet of Lana 2 Children of the Leaf, March 5th on Game Pass. 9. Cold Decept the First, July 30th, 2026. 10. Arcade Archives 2 Rave Racer, February 26th, 2026. And number 11, Constance, May 1st, 2026. Yes, the big news out of this one for everyone that has been clamoring. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth dated and out finally on Xbox consoles. For all the Final Fantasy fans, apparently the rumors are that the next game to close out the trilogy of games remaking Final Fantasy VII is supposed to launch day and date on multi-platforms. And number 4, the Obsidian's The Outer Worlds 2 underperformed and there won't be a third. Tom Phillips at IGN writes, "Veteran role-playing game maker Obsidian Entertainment has no plans to continue The Outer Worlds with a third game, the studio has confirmed. As part of a Bloomberg interview, Obsidian revealed that last year's The Outer Worlds 2 had underperformed and a sequel is not in development. Avowed, the company's other blockbuster RPG released last year, also missed its targets, but Obsidian reportedly still has plans for more from its world of Eora, the same setting as Pillars of Eternity. On a more positive note, Grounded 2, yet another 2025 launch, was a hit, but of the 3 it had the shortest and almost certainly the cheapest development period by far. Grounded 2 just took over 2 years to meet its early access launch compared to more than 6 years required for both Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2. Obsidian is yet to announce its next project following 2025's exhaustive release schedule. Work on Grounded 2 continues, of course, and it sounds like Eora will be returned to. Avowed will also launch for PlayStation 5 later this month. As of what else might be in the pipeline, time will tell. Disappointing news, but I'm personally responsible for this as well. I played The Outer Worlds 1 finally in anticipation of The Outer Worlds 2, and I really liked that first game. I played about 2 hours of The Outer Worlds 2 and just simply stopped playing. I ended up not even trying Avowed or Grounded 2, so I am part to blame. It's a shame because Obsidian has been such a behemoth for Xbox, funneling Game Pass with all sorts of games and experience time and time again, and far quicker than most other studios. They are certainly the Insomniac games over on PlayStation here on Xbox with Obsidian. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and yes, we're going back to Halo 1 this year. Let's do a little Wikipedia roundup on Halo Studios, formerly 343 Industries. They are an American video game developer based in Redmond, Washington, part of Xbox Game Studios. Headed by Pierre Heinz, the studio is responsible for the Halo science fiction franchise and develops Halo projects internally and in collaboration with other studios. The studio was created in 2007 to oversee the franchise after original Halo developer Bungie regained its independence from Microsoft, and originally named after the character 343 Guilty Spark. After co-developing downloadable content for Halo Reach, Bungie's final Halo game, 343 Industries released Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary and Halo 4, the latter starting the studio's Reclaimer saga of the mainline games, which further encompassed Halo 5 Guardians and concluded with Halo Infinite in 2021. The studio rebranded in October 2024. Boy, is it sad, as you could really argue that Halo 1 or Halo 2 or Halo 3 are 10 out of 10 bangers, and Halo Studios or 343 Industries has really never set or hit that high standard that Bungie left for them. I think Halo 4 is a solid, good game. It's just not like the Bungie games. Personal favorite, and shout out to Halo Reach. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe to your favorite podcast service, share it with your friends, and leave a positive review if you like the show. This past week started Resident Evil 8 Village on PC in anticipation of Resident Evil 9 Requiem this month. Resident Evil is arguably my favorite franchise of all time, so I'm excited to revisit this game in a new way on PC with mouse and keyboard. My name is Brandon Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Rosa93. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe and keep on gaming.